What's next?
There was a little known movie from some small company called Marvel or something like that. They released a new trailer for their like 17,000th movie called Captain Marvel. So I guess we're going to
Captain
talk
who?
about that. Yeah, I don't know. Some random
I forgot,
character.
what's the lead actress's name?
Brie Larson.
Brie Larson. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is it was rumored like a
Trailer
couple
number 2. This is actually
like the last two days. It was like rumored for that the new trailer was gonna come out basically, and then it came out because people were like, I think the poster leaked, I believe.
Yesterday they released the poster.
No, like the poster got leaked the day before or something like that.
Oh,
That's,
okay,
that's why
maybe, I
everyone's
don't
like, oh, we're probably gonna get a new Captain Marvel trailer, and then obviously yesterday we did. Like you texted me like we were gonna get, because I googled it as soon as I saw the leak, and I was like, okay, there's nothing I bet. And then you told me like, oh, dude, yesterday when I was working, I was like, oh, the new Captain Marvel trailer's up, and I was like, oh, okay. And I looked and I was like, okay. So we're gonna just talk about it for a little bit, I guess. What'd you think?
I was pretty underwhelmed actually. I guess the like Brie Larson with like the costume that they're giving her and such, I think she's probably gonna be fine as Captain Marvel. But it didn't have. I don't know. This movie lacked the Marvel MCU kind of charm.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what I felt like it was missing for such a. The way that the smaller characters have been added in, typically there's a lot of like humor in those movies. You think of like Ant-Man, I would say Guardians when it first came out, stuff like that. Like the lesser known characters that have been introduced, they just have a certain vibe to them that this one lacks.
Well, it's only the trailer, obviously, but definitely I can see that. Even with like with Fury, which is Samuel L. Jackson's character, it doesn't feel the same.
Mm-hmm.
This almost felt more or less like I don't want to be a dick, but it felt like a DC trailer.
Yikes!
A little bit. I had that little bit, just like a little bit of a flat line, and a lot of the lines weren't getting me hyped up for it, like the scenes that we saw.
Yeah, I just felt like this trailer never really got going.
But also like I think we're also hitting like the fatigue stage kind of in a way. Maybe we're getting close to it. We're starting to hit that threshold, I believe.
I don't know. I don't know that. I think
I'm
that sentence has been said so many times since the MCU started that like I.
Well, like no, this is like me actually saying for the first time for me.
Okay.
Because what we've had, obviously, we just got through Infinity War 1, and we're gonna watch Infinity War 2. But I think it's like the fatigue for like the smaller characters. This is what I really mean, not for the main characters that we've been watching for the last like decade. But for like the smaller characters, or I'm not saying Captain Marvel is a small character, but she's not an Avenger. You know what I mean? Even though in the comics book series, she's just not as big.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Yeah,
obviously this movie's probably gonna try to make it look like she's bigger than what she is. My problem is when they started to talk about her and she's talking about like, oh, she's the strongest character in the Marvel universe. I was like, oh, okay, come on, like. It's a character you're just introducing at the end of the Marvel, like Infinity War, like you're already like in between both of them basically. You can't just like throw like, oh no, this is the most powerful. Like, I got a little just annoyed by that. Not that she's a woman or like that, but I'm just like, yo, like you should have introduced like the strongest character so that we know that that's the strong. Like for me, it's like Thor, like power wise, has a lot. Like when he came in through that battle and stuff, I was like, whoa, okay. Thor.
Thor
just went to another level, bro. But like, I don't even like Thor either. But I was like, dude, this is sick.
Does
when they came in with Groot and Rocket, and I was like, oh my, this is
the guy when he's like.
That's when I was like, I got a boner for Thor for some reason right now. But like I was like Captain Marvel. I'm like, we'll see.
For the record, Scarlet Witch is supposed to be the strongest of all of them.
Well, yeah.
But they hamstrung themselves because they don't have any of the X-Men.
Yeah,
because she's not an X-Men or like a mutant. I forget what the like name that they're like the whatever like title they gave her or whatever. In any case, what this movie feels like and what Ant-Man 2 ended up being like is I almost wish that that there had been no other MCU movies between the two Avenger films. Because both of these, was there a third one? I don't think so. I think it was just Ant-Man and this, right, between the two Avenger films. There wasn't another one that I'm forgetting. Ant-Man and the Wasp. There was nothing this fall.
No, the only movie was in the beginning of the year was Black Panther.
But Black Panther was before Avengers.
That's what I'm saying. It was
okay,
before.
okay, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So
This
there's
is like
only
the beginning
there's only
of the
been
year
these two between. I almost wish that they had just like let everyone kind of. I guess, in theory, based on the end of Infinity War, Captain Marvel is gonna have some sort of major role just because of the post-credit scene with Sam Jackson with Fury.
I think it
where
would,
he like calls her.
It's not that I would have. I think I would have had the her or Captain Marvel, and then change the slot with the Ant-Man. Because they're like, I want that right now. Like I felt like I was like, I want that now, but like it's been so long now where I'm like, I'm kind of like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
But like I was like this for the last year's beginning release with Black Panther. I wasn't too hyped on it, and I feel like I'm not ready for it yet. Maybe once we get like a week or two out of the movie when the movie's released, then I'll be like, okay, now I want to watch this. Like I'm starting to
Possibly
get the fever for it.
I almost think because I'm trying to think about. I know Ant-Man was like shown for the first time in his own movie, but like of the other like Black Panther came in Civil War.
Yes.
And there's just been like some of the other kind of side characters.
Strange was in his own movie first.
Was he?
Yeah.
Was he not in a post credit for?
No. He was only in the post credit for
Civil War.
No.
Isn't it the end of Civil War where it's that scene of him and Thor sitting with each other?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. But I think Strange came out before Civil War.
I don't remember. In any case, I almost wish that they had just like introduced Captain Marvel in Avengers and then maybe given her own movie later.
Yeah.
Instead of I don't know, it just with it being so separate from the timeline cuz this movie's set in like the 80s or 90s.
Yeah, she's like a pilot.
And it similar to, like I said, to Ant-Man and the Wasp, like this whole movie as far as we know is going to have basically nothing to do with like the current MCU story.
I mean,
and then at the end
obviously.
there's going to be another post-credit scene that ties it to just like
Yeah.
at the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp there's a post-credit scene. It's like, "Oh, like they actually were affected by the end of Infinity War or whatever," but like the movie itself has no
Well, you're gonna learn how
on-
Fury lost his eye, probably. Is what
Yeah.
I'm guessing. You're gonna see why. What's his name? From Guardians 1 turned bad. I forgot his name. The main villain in that one. You'll see Jude Law, and then you're gonna see actually the Rogan.
Coulson's back.
Coulson's back. No, is it Rowan?
Ronan,
and then his little side, the black guy. I forgot his name. He was in Guardians 1 too. So they were working together, obviously, with Captain Marvel. So you're gonna see how they went bad. So it's gonna be kind of interesting to see that. And then Jude Law is supposed to be Captain or Adam, I think eventually, because like at the end of the Guardians 2, you see the capsule. I think that's supposed to be Jude Law.
Oh, is Jude Law Adam? Okay.
I think so. I think he's like reincarnated or something like that into that. But yeah, we'll see. Honestly,
Wait, but wouldn't that Adam? Wait. When's Guardian 2 set?
I don't know, dude. Honestly, we have to like sit down and like actually look at the timeline. We're not gonna do it right now.
Because that would make Guardians 2 set in like the 70s.
I don't know.
Okay.
We'll find out. Honestly, let us know down in the comments down below.
Wait, that can't be.
Okay, dude,
Chris-
shut up.
Chris Pratt is Star-Lord is not old. He's not old enough for that movie to have been set that late.
What do you mean?
Like Chris Pratt or Star-Lord's character is not old enough for that movie to have been set in the 70s or 80s.
I don't know. We'll find out, dude. They're gonna hit us with some weird stuff. But actually, what are we gonna talk about next?
Both of us separately saw a boxing film over the last few days, so we're gonna review that.
Okay, but before we start to do that, let us know in the comments down below of what you thought of the Captain Marvel trailer. Do you think we're getting a little too fatigued or not as well? And let us know in the comments down below.
Is there such thing as fatigue of Marvel movies?
Well, we're gonna find out.